Now, if you're 18 to 25 years old and you just fail for the first time be it in your business or your career, the next 24 hours will decide whether you bounce back or disappear for years. Now, here's what most people get wrong and how you can flip it. Now, after the first failure, most people just wait it out and say that I'll start when I'm ready, when I feel ready. But actually, neuroscience says it different. Neuroscience says the more you wait, the more your brain is rewiring towards failure. So in reality, the more you wait, the more your motivation decays. And within days, you've gone from hurt to hopeless, and that's how your months get wasted. Neuroscience says that you've got 24 hours to rewire your brain, and those 24 hours cannot be wasted, guys. Now, this is where people delay. They say, after their first failure, that when I feel right, when I feel healed, then only I will take the step. But in reality, that doesn't come. And that's why you always end up maybe procrastinating and not starting, and not achieving your goals and not starting a new thing. It might be a new business. It might be a new career. It's just anything in general. So making sure to use those 24 hours after your first failure is very important. And like I say, the more you keep delaying, the more you tell yourself that, take some time, heal. The more you just decaying yourself, guys, mentally. So it is very important to make sure that we use this 24 hours to the best of our ability in such a way that literally the next day itself, that in 24 hours, we literally aim higher and we achieve peak motivation and we are ready to take on our new endeavor. And that is what I'm going to explain to you guys. I'm going to tell you one tip that you can do right now, literally, that will help you in 24 hours to literally aim higher and keep yourself more motivated the next day itself, even after your first big failure, just in 24 hours, and you'll be ready to go in your second endeavor. So guys, I'm going to be giving you something for free from my 24-hour Phoenix Reset course. So the course literally guarantees that in 24 hours, you will achieve peak motivation and aim even higher the next day itself. Now the course's link is in my description. So guys, the one thing that I'm going to tell you today, right now, from my 24-hour Phoenix Reset course is, in my previous video, I talked about taking one micro action. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about taking one bold major action, guys. Yes, one bold major action. Now, that can be anything that is bold, right? That can be literally anything that is bold in your business or in your new career. It can be anything that is literally bold. If I had to give you an example, that would be like right now, I'm filming this video. So you could be filming yourself and telling publicly that I'm committing to my next big goal. That would be your first big, bold step. Now guys, this bold step that I'm saying to you, you cannot do it tomorrow, next week, next month, but today itself. You have to make sure that you do it today itself. Because guys, if you keep delaying it, then you'll be like the other 90% who literally after their first failure sit at their home, doom scrolling on their phone, or just watching, binge watching YouTube, binge watching Netflix. It can be literally anything, and you'll just keep saying to yourself, you know what, I'll heal, and months go by, years go by, and then you're still at the same place. And I don't want that for you guys. Now we're going to be talking about what does this one bold action actually do. Now what does this do is, when you take one bold action literally right now in the present, these new signals go to your brain. They hit your brain and they say, you know what, buddy, we're still in the game. Yes, we're still in the game. And your brain starts acting like that, which I say again, you're rewiring. Now, that's the main thing that this one bold action does. And because everything is related to your brain, and like I said, neuroscience says that you have 24 hours to rewire your brain to the best of best levels. So this is what it does. So when you take, in the previous video, I talked about taking one micro action, but now in this video, we're talking about taking one bold action. And now what this does is, when you take one bold action, it literally rewires your brain. And like I said before, it tells your brain that, you know what, buddy, we're still in the game and we gotta keep going. Now, why do you think all of these successful people are so successful, even after big failures? Let's take examples of Elon Musk for SpaceX. The guy didn't know anything about spacecrafts, and look what he is today. This is what you call success, guys. Now, because they were able to rewire their brain very fast, very fast, very fast, every single day for them was rewiring their brain towards greater success. For them, the failures that they were seeing, that wasn't describing them. It was their pleasure towards their goal, the big image that they look at, the big vision that they look at. It was that was rewiring their brain every single day. So they were taking bold actions. Even if you take one bold action every single day, that's a big win. And that literally says to your brain, you know what, man, we are still in the game, we're going strong, and we're hitting the perfect line, and we're just going towards the top, guys. And like I said, guys, before as well in the previous videos, that my goal is to make sure that every single of you, every single 18 to 25-year-old becomes successful even after their first big failure. And I want to do that. That's my goal, guys. And that is what I'm trying to do from my videos. And, you know, guys, because even I'm 21 years old and I've been in your position. And for me to share my wisdom and actually explaining to you, how neuroscience can literally change your life, not just motivational fluff. I'm no overhyped guru. I always say this in all my videos. I'm no overhyped guru that is literally selling you motivational stuff or, just telling you any fluff things. No, I'm telling you literally pure neuroscience. You know, how neuroscience literally affects your brain and how you can make it achieve greatness. So right now, as I told you, your goal right now is going to be to take one big bold action. And it has to be bold, guys. Something that literally is ballsy, you know? It is very bold. And when you take a bold action that is against your comfort zone right now, because again, you've just failed, you're feeling very, very, stressed. If I could say, you're procrastinating. So when you take that bold move, you're going against your brain's comfort zone, and that is very important. You're breaking your brain's comfort zone, and that is when you say to your brain, you know what, buddy, we're still in the game. And your brain says, hell yeah, let's keep going. So what happens if we actually delay the process of taking one bold move and rewiring your brain in those 24 hours? If you don't do that, if you're delaying it, you'll again stay stuck for months, because, and I'll tell you what happens. What does neuroscience say? Now, neuroscience says that if you don't rewire in those 24 hours, your brain is going into a rest mode. Yes, and that is basically, in easy words, if I put it, that's just your brain entering a comfort zone. It's already failed once now, right? So it wants you to relax. It wants you to say, you know what, we'll take our time. When we heal up, when we get ready, we'll take that step. But what happens is, in those 24 hours, if you haven't rewired yourself, your brain is really it's already entered in a state of comfort zone, and it will never be ready to take off. We say boom, it will never be able to do that. And I've seen some people literally waste years, guys, just because of their one big failure, and they weren't able to take it because they didn't know how to go through it. When I told them that this is the reason why it's happening, and then they realized, but once they started, even after years, they were like, it's taking me so much time. Yes, it's because your brain is used to that. So the faster you rewire your brain, which is just the 24-hour period, guys, and you can't waste time. You literally can't waste time. So the faster you rewire your brain, literally the faster you're breaking your brain's comfort zone. Your brain, you want to make sure that you're controlling your brain, not your brain controlling you. It's as simple as that. You want to make sure that you literally control your brain in these 24 hours and rewire it towards greater success, towards greater motivation and greater aim. I've always said this, that successful people, if they fail the first time, their literally second goal is much higher than their first one. Why? Because their brain is rewired at such a big level, such a high level. And they're too quick, they're too fast. They take actions very fast. You ask any big billionaire right now and they will tell you that literally their goal is to have one big win every single day. One small and one big win every single day. And that's why I told you guys that you need to take one big bold action today, because you don't want your brain to get in that comfort zone. Break your barriers, guys. Break your barriers. Become uncomfortable with becoming comfortable. And what I mean by comfortable, right now what I said is, train your brain so much like rewire your brain so much that that uncomfortable zone becomes comfortable, and then you keep breaking barriers, and that way you're literally able to push your limits to the next extent. And that's why this 24 hours is very important. And in these 24 hours, if you don't do something, then your brain is literally entering a paralysis state. Now, what I call that is the comfort zone, in easy words. That's what neuroscience says, guys. Neuroscience has literally proved that if you don't take action right now, you will stay the way you are for, if I could say, rest of your life. Maybe, yeah, maybe rest of your life, but you don't want that. So guys, one big bold action. It is all about one big bold action every single day. So for right now, what I want you to do is take one big bold action, and it could be anything, you know, guys, something that is ballsy, you know, that is getting you scared to start because your brain is in a comfort zone. Do that. Do that right now. And see, you'll thank me later, guys. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of Kevin O'Leary, the Shark Tank judge. Yeah, he's a very ballsy guy, isn't he? Very straightforward. But he said something about why are billionaires or just successful people very successful. He said something that I want you guys to understand, so that in the future you guys can understand that and be very efficient and successful in your life. He said when he used to work for Steve Jobs, he said all of these successful people who are the best in the world, they've created something, they've invented something revolutionary. Those guys have a very amazing signal to noise ratio. What is signal to noise ratio? So he used to say Steve Jobs literally had a signal to noise ratio of 80 to 20. So 80% was signal and 20% was noise. Now, what is this signal to ratio? Signal to ratio is literally, signal means you focusing on your work. So the daily task that you have, you're completing it. Your focus. Signal is your focus towards your craft. And noise is the outer distractions. So all of these successful people, they've rewired their brain to such a level that they are operating at that level, and their signal to noise ratio is extremely high. So now, like I said before, what does taking that one big bold action today do? So like I said before, you only have that 24-hour period to rewire your brain. That's what neuroscience says, and neuroscience has proved that. Now, our main goal is to take that one big action. Now that, like I said, will signal your brain that, buddy, we're in this game. And it builds momentum. Building momentum, guys, is the key to success. Once you build momentum and you have a really great rhythm going, you become successful in life. And maintaining that rhythm is very important. So this one bold action that you take right now, whatever it might be, anything in your business, in your career, just anything, guys, this will literally build that momentum. This will signal your brain that, we're rewiring, we're reset, let's go. So 24 hours, guys. 24 hours is a very crucial period. Even after your first failure, that 24-hour period, don't waste it, guys. Otherwise, you'll be stuck forever thinking, oh, I should have started then. Oh, I should have started then. No, I'm not giving any motivational fluff, guys. I'm literally telling you what neuroscience says. So that's why, guys, using this 24-hour window after your first big failure is very important to rewire your brain. You miss it and you'll be stuck for months and maybe years. And that's why I made my 24-hour Phoenix Reset course that literally guarantees that in 24 hours you will achieve peak motivation and aim even higher, guys. The course link is in the description. Make sure you go and check it out, guys. Don't delay, don't waste your time, guys. These 24 hours are very important, guys. And like I said, my goal is to make sure that every single 18 to 25-year-old becomes successful even after their first big failure, guys. So make sure you don't waste your time, guys. Use these 24 hours very well to rewire your brain. And like I said, my course link is in the description, which guarantees that in 24 hours you will achieve peak motivation and aim even higher, guys. And it's all backed by neuroscience. So make sure you go and check it out, guys. Thank you so much and take care. I will see you in the next video, guys. Much love from my side. Thank you.